Building speed and dexterity on the harmonica while moving our jaw. Let's talk about it. I'm Honer artist Mike Fugazy with over 20 years experience. I love playing harmonica. I want you to love playing harmonica too. If anything I'm posting is helping you out, a like, a share, or a follow would be awesome. Thank you in advance. Let's start breaking it down. Today we're really going to focus on playing a pedal note pattern to help us learn to move our jaw as we play. This is a technique similar to what John Popper uses from Blues Traveler, or Howard Levy, who's probably the best harmonica player in the world. In order to follow along, it's just a key of C harmonica. I'm using a Honer Rocket here, and I'm going to demonstrate everything using just 3 notes: 6 blow, 6 draw, 5 drop. When playing triplets or pedal note patterns, one of the ways we can move around the harmonica very efficiently is by moving our jaw rather than taking time to move our hands or our head. So I'm going to try to demonstrate it by playing that 3-note pattern and building speed, and you'll see that the faster I go, the more you'll probably see my lower jaw moving. And you can see that the faster I go, the more my jaw moves. So if I'm playing a regular passage, I'm playing something at a moderate tempo, I'll probably keep my head really still and move the harmonica around. But when I get into those tight spaces where I'm trying to play really, really fast, I'm playing notes that are really adjacent to each other. They're really right there. So these little movements of my jaw will let me get back and forth. So a way that you can practice this and get it into your own playing is just finding those triplet patterns and building your speed on that. Now, a lot of people will say get a metronome out, make sure you're keeping time. I would agree with that. However, there's also a time and place to just push your body to do hard things. And this might be an example of that, where I'm worried less about playing it perfectly and more about just building speed, 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 speed. So let's say on a continuum, I can play it this fast when I'm practicing. I know in a gig, I'll probably play it a little slower than that and probably be a little cleaner, maybe play with a little bit better tone throughout the passage. In order to prepare for this video, I went back and watched some of my own videos, just trying to pick up on patterns of things I was doing when playing fast passages. And what I found is that I tend to anchor the harmonica with my right hand, and I tend to move around with my head most of the time. And then those really fast passages, anything that's a triplet or a repeated pattern, is where I start to move my jaw more and more. There's many times where I'm doing both. My head and my jaw are moving and my harmonica staying still. The strategy of moving my jaw isn't always the best strategy for every passage and every riff. There's sometimes where moving the harmonica or my head probably works better, but I would say pretty consistently the fastest things that I play involve moving my jaw. I feel like it's the nature of the beast as a harmonica player that I have to defend why it's okay to play fast sometimes, so we'll kind of conclude with that. If you look through the things that I post online, I think there's equal parts me playing songs like Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd or Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix. I love to play lyrical. I love to play ballads. I love to just hear the tone of the harmonica. But I also know that that's not for everybody. And there's certain songs where just cutting loose, it feels really good. It's very joyous. It's fun for the crowd. And I think it's important to remember that there's a time and place for everything. So sometimes speed kills, sometimes less is more, but you really got to take everything into context. And it's definitely worth your time learning to do as much as you can on harmonica, because then you can express yourself as much as you can and however you want, whenever you want. Hope it helps.